Hello and welcome to Justin Talks Villa. This is a little bit different today. No interview today. What I am doing is I am jumping on to give you a bit of information about what's coming up, chat about what's happened, and basically I want to just connect with everybody that's been so kind enough to message me, contact me, subscribe to the channel, like one of my videos, comment on them. It has been quite humbling, really. I'm pretty I'm shocked how well it's gone down, and my plan was always to bring exciting, interesting Villa content to everybody. As I said, I'm not leaving up the Villa podcast. I love doing that, and there's plenty of that to come over the next few weeks, months, and years, hopefully, with Luke, Ryan, and Hannah. This is just something a little bit different for me, and I am over the moon with how it has started. A few little bits to deal with right now. You can see here, I have now got an email address for the podcast. It is pretty straightforward, justintalksvilla@yahoo.com. And that is basically, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, drop me an email about anything. I'll give you a bit of an overview of what I mean is I have obviously done a couple of big interviews so far with Gary Thompson, which was fantastic. And then I can't believe I got to talk to Peter Withe. So it won't just be Villa ex-players. I have got, which I'm going to tell you in a minute, one I'm doing next week. And that is with an ex-Villa manager. But I'm also, in the pipeline, I am talking to Villa fans as well. Two sides of the Villa fan base. I'm talking to famous Villa fans, and I'm also talking just to people like you and me, normal Villa fans that go down the game, have been going down all their lives, and they might have a really interesting story. They might have some amazing memorabilia that they're really proud of. Or they might have an amazing story about a player they once met or an interaction they had with someone. Or, I've already heard 3 or 4 absolutely amazing stories, which I'm trying to get these people on over the next few weeks. So I'm going to do a bit of a special with fans as well. I've got a couple of those lined up already. I'm also talking to Villa content creators that I want to talk to and find out a bit about their story. How did they become Villa fans? And what led their love of Villa to go into, I suppose, like I'm doing, like Luke and Ryan and Hannah have done, wanting to create content and talk even more about Villa. So that is what that email address is for. If you've got any feedback, if you've got any comments, if you've got any ideas, if you've got a really interesting story, or if you know somebody that has anything really, any contacts, or you just want to get in touch and say hi, that you're enjoying what I'm doing, more than welcome to drop me an email. I won't be replying to any negativity, that goes without saying, but we'll leave that there. I don't want any negativity on this podcast. Right. We have got a little bit of housekeeping to sort out first. Now, I don't know whether you remember, if you watched the first Peter Withe podcast when I was talking about the whiskey event, you will remember that he signed me this picture of him holding the European Cup. And I asked a question. Now, very interesting that question was. And I see what most of you have done. You've gone onto Wikipedia, which, in my opinion, isn't always the best place to go and get information from. It's pretty good, but having done a lot of research about the Villa over the years, I realised that it's not always the best place to get specific, definitive information from. So, most of you said 74 goals Peter Withe scored for Villa, and that was Patrick. I'm sorry if I get these pronunciations wrong. Patrick Drumney, Graham Ledgerton, KT, FFTF Walker, Rogers 6, Richard Eero 8000, Fun English, M Richards, Cy Says, Eagle Des, Rob Cooper, and Richard Horton all said 74 goals. Wrong. A couple of people got it fairly close. Ed McNeil said 90, and Gareth McDonough said, I think he was cheating a little bit, Gareth, 85/90. Right. So I'm going to show you now where I get my information from. And this guy, for me, is the goat of Villa knowledge, history, everything like that. So if you want to get a book that tells you everything you need to know, then this is the book to get. So this is the book that I use. It is Rob Bishop and Frank Holt, Aston Villa, the complete record. It is a big book. I've actually got it here to give you an idea of how big it is. It is pretty hefty, and it has got so much information in it. It goes back to, it's got all the players, if you can see that. So it's got all the players, all the history of every single player that's played for Villa up to, I think, 2023. And then you go into seasons, every single season, in pretty unbelievable detail. Every goal, every game, every goal scorer, everything you can want to see. So that is where I get my information from. Right. So Peter Withe, how many goals did he score for Villa? This is from that book. 92 goals in 233 games. That is the answer. So only one person got that correct. And I'm now going to show you who that was. And I'm hoping that they're watching this, or somebody knows they're watching this. Mark Potter, thanks for the comment. Really nice comment. Wonderful interview. Love what you're doing, Justin. Well done. Peter Withe scored 92 goals in 232 games in all competitions from 80 to 85. Correct. The only thing that was different to what is in the book is 233 appearances. So you got one appearance wrong, but I'm not going to. You're the only person that got it right. So you need to comment on this video if you are around, Mark. I'll try and drop you a message underneath that one and let you know that you have won this. So I just need to get your contact details or some way of getting this to you. It's a fantastic bit of memorabilia, and you can get it framed and put it on your wall. You need to watch also till the end of this video because I might have another little giveaway. So watch right to the end, and then you will see that somebody else might be getting something pretty good. So where are we? Done the prize winner, done the email address, we've done that you can contact me about the latest stuff going on. That's really great. I've explained about what I'm hoping to do over the next few weeks and months. So what's coming up soon? The Peter Withe interviews dropped yesterday. That's doing really well. I have got one other small little Peter Withe video when I asked him a few questions about his favourite goals, favourite games, favourite kits, favourite stadiums. That's a nice little video, about 25 minutes long. So I'll drop that probably over the weekend at some point. I've been invited today to the whiskey launch event where I'll be meeting Peter Withe, Nigel Spink and Tony Morley. I'm taking my camera along. I'm going to try and get a chat, if I can, with all three of them, maybe even all together, do a little bit of content, try and put a video together and put that out as well. That should be very interesting. And maybe even try and tap Nige and Tony up to come on the channel and have a good chat about their time at the club and their thoughts about what's going on currently. So, and the big one for me, on Tuesday morning next week, it is in the diary, it is set in stone. I am meeting ex-Aston Villa manager Brian Little, and I will be having an in-depth chat about his time, not only as a player, but also coming back and being a very successful trophy-winning manager at Aston Villa. So I can't wait for that one. I have to pinch myself, I think, to realise my first three guests were Gary Thompson, Peter Withe, and now Brian Little. Unbelievable. And there is a few more in the pipeline. One potential interview is absolutely mind-blowing that could happen. It's not been agreed yet, but I am still talking to the people to try and get them on. I've got one or two. Chris Wokes, England cricketer, is a friend of mine. He's agreed to come on. I'm hoping to do that interview at Edgbaston as well. Ian Taylor will be coming on. I've spoken to Nathan Dorr as well about getting him on. So there's lots and lots coming soon. I've got a couple of people that I'm going to see One in particular, again, another friend of mine who I've known for a long, long time, massive, massive Villa fan. And he has got probably the best collection, or one of the best collection of Aston Villa match worn shirts I have ever seen in my life. So I'm going to go and see those and talk about where he got them from and the stories behind each of the shirts. He has also got, I'm not going to tell you what it is, one of the best bits of Villa memorabilia I've ever seen. I haven't seen it actually live, but I've seen the pictures of it and where it is. It is honestly, I can't wait to go and see it and then hopefully put a video out about that. So yes, that's what I'm doing over the next couple of 3 weeks. So I will also be coming on and talking a little bit about Aston Villa, current Aston Villa. And my idea is to probably do one of these a week to keep everybody updated with what's going on with the channel, what I'm doing. If I'm giving you heads up on the guests that are coming, I would also like you to email, don't forget this email address here, about, you might have a question for them. So I could maybe do a questions section and ask whoever I'm interviewing viewers questions or fans questions that they've always wanted to ask these people that I'm lucky enough to talk to. So yes, that is really good. But yeah, I do want to do a little bit of chatting about current Villa because we're all absolutely in the moment of where we are currently. So we've got probably before the next time I do one of these videos, we'll have 2 games. Now, for me, and anybody that watches the Up the Villa fan channel will know of my absolute obsession with the FA Cup all my life. I just want to win the FA Cup. It is one of the most important competitions in my life, and the fact we haven't won it for so long. 1957 is ridiculous. Always has been ridiculous to me. And I hope, and it looks like we are taking it very, very seriously now. And as we're in the quarterfinals with a game against Preston away, I think obviously we've got a very good chance of at least making the semi-finals. So this weekend sees the FA Cup return and Aston Villa return to action after their little brief mini trip to Dubai, mini pre-season. So this is the quarter-final schedule. Very, very. I think it's really open, if I'm brutally honest. So Saturday sees the first game, 29th of March. It's at 12:15 p.m. All these games are on television, so it should be a fantastic weekend to watch sport on TV. Fulham Crystal Palace, really interesting game. This is both having pretty good seasons and at times have been excellent in games, but also like many teams, the consistency levels aren't always there. So for me, it's all down to who turns up on the day will win this one. But I think you've probably got to give Fulham the home advantage in this one. So I've got a fancy for Fulham to nick this one. So they will go through to the semi-final. Next one, another really, really intriguing game. Brighton and Hove Albion against Nottingham Forest. We all know what Forest have done this season. They are having an unbelievable season, very reminiscent of what we did last year. Doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon, and top 4 looks theirs to throw away at the moment, doesn't it? So another intriguing game. This is Saturday tea time, 5:15, BBC One and iPlayer. Who do I fancy on this one? I think it will be probably again. I'm going to go with Brighton and Hove Albion. I think they are a very good side, and they have got the home advantage. Forest have basically, they've confounded the critics every single game. Every game you think they're going to turn it. The Man City game last the other week, when City looked like they were turning their form around, and Forest did a job on them. How they are winning games with only 30-40% possession, I do not know. Maybe they're riding a bit of luck, but FA Cup, I'm going to plump for Brighton and Hove Albion in this one. So Fulham and Brighton to go through in the first 2 games. Right, third game, this is where we come into it. Preston North End, Aston Villa. It's not going to surprise anyone for me to say that I think Villa will get through in this game. I don't think it'll be as easy as probably some people think it will be. Obviously, as the draw was given, it was the easiest, if you like, out of all the teams that are remaining because they're the only non-Premier League side left in it. So, in that respect, I think we've been a little bit lucky with this draw. But we have had 3 Premier League home games already this season. So Well, two, sorry, first two rounds. So yeah, Preston, I think they'll give us a few issues, but I think we'll go strong. I think we'll go through. Sunday, tea time, Bournemouth, Man City. Another really, really intriguing game. Bournemouth at home, very, very good. Man City have been, well, pretty much off it most of the season, although they have had signs recently of them returning to form. So this one is going to be really, really interesting as well. My heart and my head, probably two different things. My heart says I hope Bournemouth knock them out, and I think they've got a fantastic opportunity to do that. They are a great attacking side this season. They've got some wonderful players, all in good form. Man City, are struggling at times. So I'm hoping Bournemouth can do Man City and go through. So that is my predictions for the quarterfinals. Fulham, Brighton, Villa and Bournemouth. Now, who we get in the semis, if we were to get through, we'll deal with that another day. But good luck to Villa. Can't wait for the game on Sunday. So that deals with that game. Then we move on to Tuesday, where we play a really, really tricky. We go back into league action against Brighton. Now, we had a really, really tough game in the last game, and we managed to pull off the win. When I think a lot of people probably wasn't expecting it. We've had problems at Brentford over the last few years, but we managed to do the job on them. Brighton is going to be very, very difficult. We know how good Brighton are, especially at home, although their form has dipped a little bit just recently. So I'm hoping that maybe that form will also not be great when we play them on Tuesday evening. I'm just looking at their recent form. Actually, it's very good, isn't it? Brighton beat Chelsea in the FA Cup. They beat Chelsea at home in the league. They won 4-0 against Southampton. Brighton beat Bournemouth as well. And Fulham, the last game they drew 2-2. So they haven't lost in quite a few games. I should have looked at that before I come on, shouldn't I, really? So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unbeaten Brighton. Really, really tough game. Their home form... over the last 5 games is top. Over the season, they are 7th in their home form. So, what does the league table look like? I'm just going to take this off for now so we can see it. Liverpool, obviously top. We are currently in 9th on 45 points. As you can see, Brighton just above us, 47. You don't need to be a genius to work out what a massive, massive win this would be for Aston Villa if we could pull it off. It would put us massively back in the hunt for top 5, which I think we all agree was probably going to be Champions League. I think there's a 99% chance now that top 5 is Champions League. So I think, a win here puts us on, 48 points, and we are hugely in the hunt then. Last weekend's games, when we didn't play, went really in our favour. If we were to lose to Brighton, that puts them on 50, puts them on 5 points ahead of us coming into the last few games of the season. So it would make it more difficult. I'm hoping the Man City news drops any time now, and I'm praying it is a points deduction, which it seems to be heading that way. So that could take that Man City out of the equation then. With Forest look pretty set in that top 3 position, it would then be between Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton. I think you've still got to add Fulham and Bournemouth into that equation as well because of their form. So it would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6-team race for 2 positions if Man City were to drop out with a points deduction. So yeah, we've got some really big games coming up over the next few weeks as well in that fight for the top 5. When you look at, we've got Forest coming up, we've got Southampton, then we've got Newcastle, and we've got Man City. So we have got to play all these teams in and around us. So we can see there's a huge opportunity for us now, and with everybody coming back fit, with that little bit of a break in Dubai, it's looking really positive. So I'm really hopeful that we can really get something done and really have an amazing end to the season. So I am now going to shut up, put that back on. Once again, I can't thank you all enough for basically everything that you've done, all the subscriptions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It will help me massively. Even if it's just drop a comment, drop a like on the video as well. I've got to learn that is quite important for getting the name out there. And if you really like it and you like what I'm doing, tell your mates, tell your friends, drop it in a group chat. That will help massively as well. So I've got lots of plans coming up, as I said. And if you want to get hold of me, or if you've got anything you want to ask me, just drop an email into justintalksville@yahoo.com. And I will talk to you all soon. So, yes, I am off in a minute to Villa Park, where I'm doing a TV interview with Belgian TV. That's very strange. So, yes, now finally, right. If you've waited to the end, you'll know that I've given this away to a winner. But what I didn't say was I'd actually got two of them. So, I would like to give the other one away. Peter gave me this one from my collection, but I've already got a really nice signed Peter Withe print in my bar, which I will do a video of at some point. So now, what question do I ask? So I had Gary Thompson on my first podcast. So I'm going to do a similar question to the Peter Withe one. How many goals did Gary Thompson score for Aston Villa in his career at the club? Don't forget where I get my information from, and don't rely on Wikipedia. So drop it in the comment section below and I will pick a winner and I will get it sent out to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to shut up now. I've gone on far too long. I will speak to you all again soon. Thanks for everything. Please subscribe, like the video, and I will see you all again soon. Up the